What's up everybody and welcome back to another video. So one of the most popular questions that we got on our last video, how we became millionaires by 30, was exactly how our money is invested. So you guys are super interested in that, so we wanted to make the video for you. So we're going to talk about all the ways that we currently have our money invested, where it's at, kind of how we do it, and just give you guys a breakdown of that.
We're going to be talking about the top 5 categories basically that our money's invested in, and then kind of go into detail within those categories about specifically how our money's invested. So bear with us, we're going to try and make it understandable for everybody, and we're really excited to share this with you. It was actually really fun for us to go through and write out this video because we wanted to have it well planned and just to kind of see how far we've come with our investments from where we first started.
Also, we know that not all of you are going to have access to the same type of investments that we have. So if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'm going to talk about ways that I would get started if I was just starting over again, and ways that you can get started yourself.
And if you want to hear more about how we invest our money and talk to us directly and get classes and coaching and mentorship one-on-one, join our More Than Money group. We do weekly live streams with educational topics that range from anything from investing to saving to getting out of debt, things like that. And we also are always available on the chat to answer questions and help people out. So that link will be in the description below. It's very affordable, only $25 a month. And think about that's $25 for 4 classes and unlimited access to us via the DMs and the forum. So it's a really great deal.
And honestly, I'm not just saying this because I'm biased and it's our kind of group that we put together, but it's something I wish we had access to when we were younger, because we could have got to our goal of being financially free even sooner if we had had that access. So definitely check that out if you guys have time.
So without any further ado, I'm going to steal John's line here. We're going to get straight into category 1, which is a really common, popular one, and that is stocks. You can invest in stocks with a lot of money or little money, so a lot of people love this one.
Yep, and we do that through a Roth IRA. We each have these and we max them every year. Now, since our income has gone up over the years, we have had to transition to what's called a backdoor Roth IRA. We could do a whole video on this, but
we're going live on More Than Money talking about a backdoor IRA.
There you go.
Yep, it's one of our upcoming topics, I think next week or the week after. So if you want to hear about how to do that, sign up.
So basically the reason for that is because once you hit a certain income limit, they no longer let you contribute to a Roth IRA, but there is a way around it. So tune into that More Than Money if you want to find out exactly how to do that. Okay, well, I thought it would be fun just to kind of talk about the stocks that we're invested in inside of our Roth IRA, and you can go first. All right, real quick, while she's looking up the stocks that she's invested in, the way we kind of do this is we put the majority of the funds, about 80%, into an index fund. So I do the target date 2060 retirement fund. I think she might be in the 2055 retirement date fund. She's going to tell you in just a second. And then we kind of have fun with the remaining 20% left over. And then I pick stocks and she picks stocks, and we kind of have a battle with that. And either way, it's both of our money, so we both win or lose. But it's a lot of fun to do it that way.
I'm losing, but I'm still winning technically, but I'm losing against John. So I feel the pressure right now, and he's making me go first, which is even more pressure. So basically I'm just going to go down my Vanguard. That's who we have our Roth IRAs through, and tell you guys all the stocks I'm invested in. So the majority of my money, like John said, is invested in the VFFVX, the Vanguard Target Retirement Fund, and my year is 2055. But the individual stocks that I have American Airlines, Beyond Meat, Delta Airlines, Facebook, Oatly, Square, Trupanion, Uber, United Airlines, Walmart, and Walt Disney.
I didn't even know about the Trupanion one.
You didn't?
Hmm.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of those that we bought when COVID was really heavy and all the airline stocks were really low. Walt Disney as well, so that was fun. And obviously, we got to get the vegan stocks in there. And I'll tell you guys about my Robinhood after we go through our Roths.
Okay, and then inside of my Roth, I have VTTSX 2060 retirement date fund. And then, now I did say that 80% of our money is invested inside of that index fund, the large index fund that we each carry. But I'm actually tied now, and not by contribution, just by gains in Tesla.
Yeah, that's why he's beating me.
So yes, my Tesla shares have exploded over the recent years, and have actually now matched or maybe even surpassed my holdings in VTTSX. And then I'm also in Lowe's, Facebook, Beyond Meat as well, Dropbox, Apple, Alibaba, Disney, and then I hold 2 marijuana stocks, MJ and CGC, which are actually funds, not actual individual stocks. And that's just to give some exposure to that market, because I do believe it'll explode in the coming years.
The next one I'm going to buy is actually a vegan fund. So I've been looking at that on Robinhood, trying to time the market, which I shouldn't be doing, but just waiting for it to drop a little. And then I wanted to tell you what I actually had in Robinhood really fast, which is only 2 stocks. I like to invest mostly with my Roth IRA, but Robinhood is fun and easy to access.
Real quick, the link below to get you a free stock is down below, and we all get a free stock. So you should definitely check that out.
Yeah, so all I have on there is GE and Apple. And those are doing pretty good on there. It's not a lot of money, but I just wanted to share that with you because it's a brokerage account, so it's a little bit different.
Yes, and we don't do a lot of investing through brokerage accounts because it's not a tax advantage account. So we do most of ours through tax advantage accounts like our Roth IRA, or the next up, which is my solo 401k, which I have through my business. And this is just a retirement fund that you can do if you're self-employed. And I set it up about 2 years ago, and I've been investing pretty heavily in it because I can actually do the Roth version. I have a Roth 401k, and I can put a substantial amount of money. I don't remember the exact amount, but up to $70,000 a year into that account. I haven't done all of that, but I've done quite a bit every year, and it's growing quickly. And what I mostly use that money for is actually investing in real estate and doing loans through real estate with that fund. But I also hold a few stocks inside of that too, which is VU, Airbnb, Square, and the Very Good Food Company. Some of those are pure gambles. Most of it, like 95% of this money, is strictly used to invest tax-free in real estate until we can grow this big enough so that we can buy our own portfolio and make money that way. So that's a great way to invest your money too. If you've never heard of that, it's called a solo 401k. You can DM me and I can hook you up with the person that hooked me up with it.
You have to be self-employed though to get a solo 401k. So for example, I don't qualify for one technically because I'm paid as a W-2.
Yep.
And since we mentioned real estate, that's actually our next category that we're going to talk about, and that is how our money's invested within real estate. John will be doing most of the talking here because that is his thing.
Yeah, so the heaviest way that we're invested in real estate is through my company, A&M Investments, with my 2 partners, Andrew and Steve. And kind of what we do is we use private money to invest in real estate and give the private lenders a return on their investment. And then Rhianna and I are also private lenders inside the company. And we can hold anywhere from 1 to 5 or maybe even up to 6 properties at a time that we invest in that. And because we're owners, we get a third or 33% of the profit share of whatever the house makes. We also have the option to choose 12% interest, either one. We've only done 12% once, and that was a bad decision. Ended up losing like what would have been a $18,000 net profit. We ended up making like 6 or 7. So not bad. It was still 12%, but probably should have chose 1/3 on that house.
Yeah.
So that's how we do our majority of our real estate investing, but then we also have rental properties. So we have 5 doors right now. One is a fourplex, and that's a strict rental. And then the other one is a rent to own. It's a single family home, which is great income.
Fly, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, guys.
What are you swatting at?
I was trying to ignore it so bad.
And then also through real estate, we do hard money. So we lend money to other investors to do their deals, and we typically loan it somewhere between 10 and 14% with a few points up front, depending on the deal, the risk involved, and the experience of the borrower that we're lending to. So that's another way that we invest in real estate as well.
Many, many ways that you can do it, and you can be creative with it too. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, since John told you all about
I'm looking at my notes because I don't know where we're at.
It's okay, I know. We are at private money. So basically how we use our money as private money investors. So that'll be way number 3 that we invest our money. And I'll start this off talking about personal loans because we do lend out some personal money to people. And basically how we do that is we give them an interest rate. They pay us back over a specified amount of time and we sign a contract with them.
Yep, and sometimes we do these on no recourse or no collateral. These are microloans, and these are just things like friends and family or people that we know really well. We'll give them a loan, again, with no collateral, just on the goodwill that they'll pay us back. These are really small loans because they're still a gamble or a risk. I don't recommend doing these, but we're in a place where we can do this now, and we like to help out people when we can. And then we also do bigger private loans in which we will ask for collateral. And we've done anything from motorcycles to cars to their personal residences. We've done everything that you can think of that would ensure that we either get our money back or we get something worth equal value.
Didn't we lend somebody money recently so they could buy lumber to start building their house?
Yep, we just did that loan. That was really good. I think
Yeah.
we let them borrow 80 grand and they gave us 6 grand in return in 1 month, which is outstanding. And they put up like 200 and some $1,000 in collateral. So there was no way we were really losing on that deal, and it worked out well. And we actually just loaned to them again. So built a relationship there.
Yes, John finds these opportunities just because he networks so much, and he kind of takes charge of all of our personal loans out. I keep track of all our payments and how much money we have out, but he deals with talking to the people and the contracts and all that stuff. So we're a pretty good team.
And this has actually been one of our favorite ways to start investing because there's really no management or no tenants or anything like that. We just literally lend money and earn a percentage on that. And we're making pretty good income by just doing that. So we're trying to build that side of the investment portfolio.
Very good. And in case you're wondering what happens if somebody doesn't pay us, it's not like we immediately go take the collateral, like
kill
their
them.
car or their house or something. So usually John talks to them, figures out what the problem is, if he can help at all with the problem, and then what a fair kind of fee or payoff schedule will be, because it'll have to be altered, and that's how it goes. We've never had an issue where somebody didn't pay us back at this point, and also we have been able to work with people, so it's been good.
Yeah, communication's key. If you guys want us to do a whole video on private lending, we can do that as well. And I explain to you how to do it safely, protect yourself, and kind of set the terms to make the deal go smoothly.
And then another category we had under private money, just to make it more uniform when we're talking about it, is business loans. And I feel like I keep saying I'll let John talk about this, but I will let John talk about this because he's the numbers guy and he can explain it better than me. So we have had business loans.
Yeah, so we loan to small businesses to get started, or if they just need some capital to grow, we do that. One of the businesses that we were actually part of was actually CrossFit. So we loaned to that up front and it paid us back with interest. And then we actually built that business so that we could exit it, and then it would pay us over time for that exit. So there's multiple ways to invest in small businesses as well. And we enjoy doing that because it's kind of cool to see not only earn a return on our money, but see it help somebody else and build their future as well.
Yes, the CrossFit was a great experience, and what we do, we invested in the business even though we were owners, and we had partners and had the business pay us back. So like as if the business was a completely separate person than us, we treated it like that, and then the business pays us back, and we're still actually getting paid from that.
A separate entity is what you meant to say.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
That's okay.
That's why I let you talk. Next up is my category. I can talk about this one, and that is crypto, because I was the person who got so deep into crypto. Now, this is a stretch saying that this is one of our investments because it's one of our gambles, but people love crypto and always ask us about it, and that's the only reason we're keeping it on this video. We went back and forth as whether to talk about it or not, because truly, I don't know if it's an investment at this point. But we are.
The only thing I really wish is that you put it fifth and not fourth, because it should be considered last.
Well, last, yeah, it should. So anyway, pretend that this is the last thing you would ever invest in with money that you're willing to lose. So we invested in some crypto because we do like the idea behind it, and we think it's really cool. And so we have Ethereum, we have XRP or Ripple, and then we have Litecoin. We don't have any Bitcoin.
I have some Cardano.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
We don't have Dogecoin or anything like that, but we have had Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin for years, and we're kind of just holding on to them to see what happens. They've gone up and down, up and down, up and down, and we've just been watching. So.
And we literally don't even count these towards our net worth during
Yeah.
our net worth meetings that we do every single month. I don't count it at all. So this money is gone until we ever cash it out or this becomes more mainstream and it's a real, I don't want to say real form of currency because it's being used that way. It's came a long way.
Reliable.
Or there we go. A reliable form of currency.
Yeah, but again, we just wanted to keep it in here because you guys always love to ask about the crypto.
All right, and the last one is a cash account. This isn't really so much of as an investment because cash sitting is not an investment, it's actually losing money. But we call it an investment because it's money that we always have ready to deploy into any type of investment or any type of opportunity. Whether that be the market is down right now, we can quickly invest in that, or an opportunity comes along to invest in, like that person needed lumber for their house. If we didn't have 80 grand sitting around, we would have lost out on a great ROI on that deal. Or if a new house pops up inside the company for us to invest in. We always have some liquid cash sitting around to attack those opportunities. And that's why a cash account is our last type of investment, but we make sure we keep that money moving, because again, sitting money is dead money, and you do not want your money not making anything, because that's how you lose it.
I knew you were going to say, I was waiting in my head, I was saying sitting money is dead money. I knew you were going to say it.
Yeah, well, it's actually I think the actual term I used to use is sitting money is losing money, but either way, dead or losing, it's
Same
not
thing.
good. Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way we have it set up. And it was a fun thing for us to do when we were putting this together. We actually have over 14 streams of income, which is crazy. And that number, don't get obsessed with that number, right? Because some of those probably take up more time than they need to, but we're still trying to figure that out. But you should definitely be diversified. If you only got one thing out of this video, make sure you stay diversified, like we have done a pretty good job at doing here, because you don't want all your eggs in one basket. You don't need them in 14 different baskets, but you definitely don't want it all in one basket. It's maybe stocks and real estate, or real estate and doing micro loans. Just have yourself diversified a little bit. And lastly, I'm going to wrap this video up with how I would start investing if I was just getting started.
Oh yeah, can I throw something in really fast though? One really big thing we're working on improving for ourselves, one of our big goals for this year and the upcoming years, is building our passive income, because all of these are not passive, we're involved in them. Some of them are passive, but not all of them. So we're working on building our passive income. We'll probably make a whole video about that soon, but that is our goal. So I just want to tell you how we're looking to improve.
Absolutely. And if you're just getting started out, this is going to be really quick because it'll be a whole nother video. But the first thing you want to do is make sure all of your bad debts are paid off. Once those are gone, I would say anything above 5 or 6% interest, okay? Around 5% or less, you can usually leverage those, but that's okay if you want to pay those off as well. Then you want to contribute to the max at your employer, okay? I'm assuming that most of you are employed, so you want to contribute up to the max that they match. Now, if it's a 401k Roth version, just go ahead and max that whole thing out. But if not, just your standard traditional version, switch over to a Roth IRA after you've hit the max out your Roth, then come back to your 401k, max that out. If you still have money to invest, now start looking at things like brokerage accounts or real estate investment if that's the route you want to go down. And then as you become more educated and as you build more capital to invest with, more opportunities will open up for you like they did for us, and it will compound for you and get you to your goals way faster than you'll ever imagine.
I agree. That was so well said. That was great advice for somebody starting out. And I think on that note, we're going to wrap up this video because that was the last thing we wanted to talk about, and it's getting pretty lengthy. But this was a really interesting topic, and it was really fun planning it and talking about it.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate your support, and we'll see you guys on the next one.